Yeah, look, that's how it is, look. And just hold on to this, look, which is also obviously a tripod, so that's the way I do the video. So, okay, so you might have noticed looks slightly different. Bit high tech at the minute. I've finally got myself a POV camera. I'll have to show you this another time actually, it's quite good. So this is actually going to open up a whole new world of our videos. I was looking forward to getting hold of it, and so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go to somewhere, I'll stick this on and you'll be able to have a walk round with me, and it should be good fun. So of course all of you abroad who don't live in the UK will be able to see what it's like for us here. What are you doing? Watching you? We're all watching you now. Hands free. Well, almost. I've got this camera. I thought I'd just answer a question we had from one of our viewers recently. Mitchell, I think his name is. Hope I've got that right. Come here, you. Come on, stop eating rabbit poos. I'm sure he keeps looking for rabbit poo. It's disgusting. So anyway, the question was, well, what it was, he said that he's going to be purchasing a motorhome. He's going to spend quite a bit of money, so he wants to be sure of everything, so that's fair enough. He wants to know about costs, monthly costs. Now, this is one question we get asked so many times. You know, how much does it cost us living on the road? Which is a fair enough question. And the answer is, there's no set amount. It varies. It depends what you do. I mean, for instance, fuel-wise, that's all down to yourself. How much you want to travel around, how much you want to spend time parked up. While camping is your best bet to try and cut the costs. That's more fun anyway. What are you doing now? What are you doing? Wait. I'm watching you. Really watching you now. Hey. So the first thing is, yeah, fuel. So if you cut down on your fuel cost by being in one place for several days, don't just keep travelling around, because that is one big mistake I think most people make when they do this. And we did at the beginning, when we got on the road finally, of course, and that was to keep travelling around a little bit, and it'll drink your fuel and it'll cost you a lot more money. So you can watch what you're doing there for a start. Our motorhome takes, it's about 30 miles to the gallon, I'd say at best, or maybe just slightly over. If you're on a long trip doing, you know, sort of reasonable speed, about 50 odd, so like a motorway or long A roads and what have you, with not much stop starts, you know. So that's the first thing. The next thing is insurance. That all varies again on depending on what you're going to do. If you're going to go abroad, no doubt it's going to cost you more, I think, insurance. We are not insured at the minute for going abroad because we're not planning on going abroad for a while yet, so we're not too bothered at the minute. Yeah, various companies out there insure yourself. You just have to shop around. But that's one thing you have to take into account. They will vary. And then you've got your road tax. Road tax is $285 a year, I think it is, for this one, which is amazing considering what it is. You know, the size of the thing, you know. So there's that. And then you've got your costs of your food. Now, a lot of vanners don't probably do what we do. We tend to get a lot of food in one go, whereas a lot of people doing the full-time life tend to just get a bit at a time. But then that really applies to the smaller vans rather than the big motorhomes, because if you've got the space, you do a bigger shop. So I think, you know, most vanners would probably agree that if you've got the space, they'd probably get more in. Some vanners, we're talking about van conversions here, mainly. Probably stock up more on pasta and stuff like that, because there's a lot of meals that can be made out of pasta. And what are you doing now? I'm watching you. We're watching you. I've got my eye on you. Yeah, we're watching you. Anyway, yeah, so food is food, you know. You decide how much you're going to spend on food. General maintenance costs, really, oil and things like that. If you want a service, you have a service. You've got this habitation check. That's something we haven't done yet, because, to be honest, as far as I'm concerned, unless you're going to sell your motorhome in the few years that you have it, you know, you're going to sell it, you want to keep a check on all that sort of thing. It's easier to sell, I suppose. I think you can tell yourself if you've got an issue within the motorhome. If you live in it full time, you just know if there's an issue. So personally myself, I'm not overly concerned about things like habitation checks. A lot of people who convert their own vans, they certainly don't have them, because why would they? So anyway, but that's another cost if you want to do that. Not sure how much it is. I think it's a couple £100 or more. So having a good old sniff around there, ain't you, mate? Oh, very cold morning. Very cold morning. That's one place I wish we could go. It's over there where the woods are. It'd be quite neat, that would. Unfortunately, I can't go over there. But never mind. So anyway. So I'm trying to think now. What else do we pay out? Well, then the other things are really basically things like internet and your mobile phone. You know, stuff, mobile things, things you normally have in the house and you take with you in the motorhome van. And we don't have anything like Sky TV or anything like that. But well, actually, well, put it this way: we don't pay Sky for their services. I should go that far. As far as TV license. To be honest, it's if you play your cards right, you can. What are you doing? That's it. Get all wet. Yeah. What are you doing? You got a wet head now. What's he like? So if you know, like I say, if you play your cards right, you can have it's a good life, you know, and it's a cheap life. You've just got to, if you keep driving around, you know, and be silly with the money and stuff, you're going to end up costing you a fortune. If you keep staying on campsites all the time, I mean, yeah, I know we're staying on this site at the minute, but there's a different situation, and this is cheap. But if you do go on these fancy campsites like Caravan and Motorhome Club, especially as a couple, it'll cost you an absolute fortune. Incidentally, we're cancelling our membership at that. But we've just paid up, actually, it was direct debited. Forgot all about it, to be honest. It came out, and then we were cancelling it, so next time it's due, we're not going to be a member anymore, because it's just too damn expensive, to be honest. And I don't mean the membership, the actual staying on their sites. What are you doing? You're enjoying your little self, ain't you? And another thing you've got to remember is your cost of your heating and cooking. And now we've got, like you say, like what I've probably already noticed on our videos before, we've got a big upgrade to our motorhome. We've got a couple of lithium batteries, which really helps. We've got a big solar panel, which really helps. If you can afford to do it, get them things put in. It don't half make a difference. It's fantastic. Now we've got that. Now we've also got a couple of safe fill gas bottles, which makes replacing our LPG really, really cheap. So once again, if you do that, you will thank me for that. Instead of paying Cala, was it £24 for the small size bottles each time, we're now paying about anything around a £5, just over, to refill at the garages. which is really, really good. We've just run out on one bottle, and it's been going for nearly 2 months. Nearly 2 months. Admittedly, it's not been for the heating, it's been for cooking. And yeah, because I've been up till now, it ain't been that cold. It is cold now. Luckily we're on hookups here, so we've been using the electric for the heating. So gas, and make sure you got enough leisure batteries for everything else. But gas is a big thing as well, so make sure you get some couple of safe fill bottles, or one at least. So yeah, so I hope this is helpful to you, Mitchell, and anybody else out there who's wondering what it does cost to live on the road. You know, there's one thing we don't do is what gypsies do. You know, the typical gypsies, and that's park on private land, and so you don't do things like that. No way, you don't do things like that. So you have to have a bit of respect. And also, one thing that we've noticed a lot, it's been actual dodgy newspapers recently as well, apparently. People dumping their toilet waste in beauty spots, or even just out in the wild. You don't do things like that, that's disgusting. What you do is you make sure you book into a site somewhere that's got Elsan facilities. Do it when you need to go and empty the toilet, you know. Some people have composting toilets. Now, that is actually an extra cost, actually. I should have mentioned that. The cost of buying the chemical stuff or the green stuff that you put in your toilet cassette for your toilet, which breaks down all the waste, ready to chuck it into the Elsan. You can get composting toilets, which I would have one of them in a shop, but Jan won't have one of them. But I would. I'd replace the cassette idea and have a composting toilet. What are you doing? I have to keep an eye on him, you know. Yeah, because that is brilliant, because then you can just bag it up, sort the bag out, and then, I mean, it's separate waste. You have your wheeze and your poos. You bag up the poos in amongst all the composting stuff, bag it up, chuck it in any litter bin. That sounds disgusting, but what do you do with dog poo bags? All go in the litter bins, the same damn thing. And yeah, you have the wee separate, and that would be even better, really, so you wouldn't have to keep relying on campsites. So that could cut you down as well, actually, cut down the costs. So, but yeah, I mean, if you use your imagination, you can. It's surprising what you can do to make it so it don't cost you a fortune, you know. Now look, I'm watching you. Don't you go through there. Wait, come on. There's a gap there, isn't there? Come on, away from there. Come on. Oh, you've been a monkey this morning, you are. Yeah, you're missing your stick, ain't you? So, as you can see, traffic's going across there, look. So this is a good walk round here, look. And this is what he does every day, twice a day. Don't you? Hey, you love it, don't you? So it's a really good spot. Really good spot here. So we're gonna what you like. Oh, here he goes. Puts his head in between my legs. There you go, for a fuss. There you go. So hopefully you can see me now, because I say the sun's shining behind me now, to the side of me. So anyway, yeah, there's a bit of an insight anyway to costs. I say it's hard to say exact costs. It all varies on person to person. Depends what you eat as well. I mean, if you eat a lot of meat, that can cost you a lot more. But that's just standard stuff. That's like living in a house. You know that anyway. But living on the road, it's all about fuel, places you stay, general running costs of your vehicle. So yeah, there you go, and all your little extras like I say, broadband, internet and stuff like that. Incidentally, I'll just say one last thing with that. My contract's up February next year for both the 3 network and EE. Come on, you. And we've been paying out, what was it, £50 a month. We got a bit of a deal. It's supposed to be 70. £50 a month for 500 gig a month for EE, and apparently you can actually get now an unlimited SIM. It's supposed to be for your phones, but you can put them in these routers. and get for about 30 something quid, just over 30 quid, unlimited EE. So I'll be getting rid of the £50 a month 500 gig sim in February next year and going for unlimited. And then I'm watching you. And the 3 network is crap, so we're probably going to get rid of that. I'm paying about 20 quid a month for that. That is unlimited as well. It's rubbish, and we've been travelling around quite a bit, and it's got to the point where I've just had enough of it now. When you do get a good signal, when you get a good speed, come on, stop eating poos. Yeah, it tends to suddenly go off and then come back on after a couple of minutes, and we can't go on like that. It's just ridiculous. So I'm sorry, 3 network, you are crap. So yeah, so our monthly outgoings for internet from February next year will be about 30 quid a month instead of what's that, 70. So you know, it's things you have to do, isn't it? So I mean, mobile phone, that, you know, that's whatever, isn't it? So yeah, so there you go. Anyway, so yeah, it can be a cheap way of life. It can be. You've just got to watch what you're doing. Don't go too crazy about travelling around everywhere, and just take your time. I mean, what the thing is, what's the rush? What's the rush when you're on the road, living on the road? Just take your time, explore the world, explore the country, but take your time with it. That's it. I'm going to sign off, and he's looking for rabbit poo again. Behave! It's because he knows I'm talking on camera, so he can get away with it, you see. Dirty habit. It's horrible. Rabbit poos. Right, okay, I'm going to sign off. And that's really this video is really to answer that question that's been asked so many times about costs. So hopefully a bit of an insight. And yeah, I'm going to sign off. See you all soon. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and join us on Patreon. It's very good, you know. Okay, see you later. Ta-da.